Hey, F and True followers. Brian Crazy here,
JC Styles.
and we are F and True Wrestling. First things first, just want to get this off our chests. We wish the best to Hurricane Helms and his girlfriend. They were involved in a very severe accident. He received over 200 stitches. He has a broken ankle, broken nose, and they're in tough shape and in the hospital. So if you guys haven't seen, Matt Hardy put out a phenomenal video talking about his friend, Gregory Shane Helms, and kind of changed my whole perspective on Matt Hardy. I've always been a fan, but I'm even more of a fan now. And I think that's, kind of leads into it. You get to see the kind of personal side of these guys, and it really, brings you that much closer to them. But we are here for SmackDown from last night.
We started off the night. We had the Christian title celebration, which was interrupted by Mark Henry, Kali, and then followed up by Orton. It was just basically trying to set up for the main event for the night. I think this would have been really better off waiting until the pay-per-view, which would have given Christian, which, for all of you out there that already know, who've seen it, Christian lost the title last night to Orton. And I kind of would have rather have seen Christian at least hold it, because at least he would have had like a 3-week reign. But WWE creative team sticks it to us once again. They give us what we want, and then they take it away from us.
Well, I mean, if we're going to be right on that subject, we'll jump right into that, and then we'll cover the rest of SmackDown afterwards. My whole life, I've always tried to look at things from both sides of the picture. I think that's the best way that you can analyze things. And if I had to analyze, yes, JC analyzed it from the fan's point of view, and that's how I feel as a fan. I bought Extreme Rules. I paid the $45 to watch it. I was on the edge of my seat. I liked Del Rio, but I was glad Christian won. And, I was happy. I shared a moment with him, it almost felt like. Even though I was in my living room, I still shared a moment. And then, to get it taken away just a couple days later. I mean, the guy was out there in tears on Friday night. Well, it's taped on Tuesdays for you guys that don't know. But the whole point I'm coming at, if you look at it from the WWE angle, they're probably thinking, all right, we got Christian, who's a really solid mid-carder, excuse me. He's always been a good worker. He's always done a good job. Now, Edge's wish in leaving is to have Christian World Heavyweight Champion and help pass the torch, so to speak, to him. They did that, whatever have you. SmackDown's ratings have been dismal for everybody who knows. I always found SmackDown sometimes more enjoyable than Raw, but sometimes people don't. It's all on personal taste. But they figure they get a powerhouse like Orton over there, even though earlier in that week John Cena was going to go over and Orton was going to stay on Raw, but that's besides the point. Get a powerhouse like Orton over there who can help carry the show and might add, if you think about it in the long run, if they develop a feud between Christian and Randy Orton, this might add some legitimacy to Christian's title run. I mean, this might, we give Orton the belt for a little bit, then they have a couple really awesome matches, then Christian picks it up, and there could be a whole saga of these two guys going back and forth, because I don't see Mark Henry in the title picture, and I don't see Kali really re-entering the title picture again. I mean, he was a champion because, by circumstance, they were without a World Heavyweight Champion. Yeah. And, that's pretty much how I think of that. I mean, I want to see Christian as champion, but I can understand where they're trying to build his character more, and they're trying to also increase the ratings. But they don't realize how many loyal fans they've really made aggravated with this situation. It's all over the net. We've follow tons of other people. People follow us, we follow people, and, the day it came out, there was 40 to 50 videos easily within an hour of everybody expressing how they felt.
Yes, and, like I said it before in my video, that I enjoy watching Christian wrestle. I enjoyed when I marked out for when he won the world title Sunday. Just have it taken away from him and taken away from us, from the fans who wanted him to have it for so long. And then, but the thing is, though, I mean, like I said it in the video, what are you going to have Orton? What are you going to have Orton run through the entire SmackDown roster? I mean, that's a murder. That's a killing spree, so to speak. Like how when John Cena was WWE champion, he was running through the entire Raw roster. I mean, I could rather see Christian doing that, because at least with Christian, he can have some really good and close, hard-fought battles where it looked like he would win, and then he would, come out on top, kind of like how Shawn Michaels did in the 90s when he was WWF champion. But case and closed, Orton's the new World Heavyweight Champion, and we have the rest of SmackDown to get through.
Exactly, we do. We are about to head out, and we're going to go check out Fast 5. JC already got to see it.
This is my second time going to see it.
Once this week. He's going to get to see it for a second time. I'm checking it out for the first time myself. And check out our sister site. Yes, we are plugging right now. Check out our sister site, F and True Entertainment. It will bring you, everything other than pro wrestling.
Check later tonight or maybe early tomorrow morning for our review of Fast 5.
Exactly.
And to get into SmackDown,
I did promise one other plug. There's someone who's been subscribed to us for quite some time. He goes by the name of True Busy. He is from Slovenia. He has self-taught himself in English, which I think is quite impressive, and he aspires to be a hip-hop artist. And, guys, I gave him a chance. Maybe you don't, that's not quite your style of music, or you might not quite enjoy what he has, but the kid's trying really hard, and he would appreciate some support. Like I said, he's self-taught in English, and it's pretty impressive, what somebody can do when they're determined. So check him out. His link will be down below. True Busy.
We have started off SmackDown. We had the promo in ring with the setup for the main event. We also had a Divas match, which we saw Michelle McCool actually pick up the win.
Michelle McCool.
I'm sorry, Layla.
Yes, Layla did pick up the win.
I actually did watch this because I'm starting to spark interest in Layla because, as of late, the whole Lay Cool thing was getting kind of stale. It was getting boring for the last 2 years. I think it was
we had Lay Cool for about 2 years now, yeah.
And it was just getting really stale. We only got to see Layla ride the coattails of Michelle McCool. You never really got to see her shine. We saw her shine last night. We even seen her shine against Michelle McCool Sunday. And I'm not one for the Divas wrestling. I'm more for the Knockouts wrestling. The Knockouts go out there and they go hard. The Divas are kind of like, I don't want to get hurt, but there are Divas that do, knock around with the best of them. And it was pretty good. Then we see Karma come out and destroy Alicia Fox. Yeah,
Alicia Fox, I got to give her some credit. She was definitely bold. She tried to get a couple kicks on Karma, and Karma just hit the implant buster. And dude, if Alicia Fox did in fact have implants, them shits would have been busted.
Yeah.
So
we had
I think the second biggest thing coming out of the night though
was the Ezekiel Jackson.
The core with Ezekiel Jackson. We see Zeke and Big Show face off.
Yes.
Where you want to touch on the match a little?
I'm a big core fan, as I was when Wade Barrett,
the original Nexus, same with me.
Nexus. That's another reason why I haven't really worn my shirt and the Nexus shirt in any of the videos because it doesn't really represent the same thing anymore.
Plus, it's pretty scary. Two guys wearing shirts that say "We are one" on the back together.
Yeah, that too. But we had this Big Show match, and it was just really good. It was like two powerhouses going at it, and it wasn't boring. It was actually interesting because it was kind of like they were both going back and forth because they were both trying to one-up each other. And then we see
both those guys can move on their feet for their sizes.
We see Zeke body slam Big Show 2 or 3 times in that match,
like nothing,
and then knocked him down
like nothing,
and then clotheslined him Big Show like he was a cruiserweight.
Oh, I know.
And we see Ezekiel Jackson kind of pick up the win, and we see the rest of the core get in the ring, and Zeke's just looking at him, gets out of the ring and walks off like, "Are you kidding me? You're trying to take my spot after I won the match? Trying to take my spotlight?" And then we go to a commercial, and we come back, and we see the core and them in the back. We kind of see them exchange words, and then you obviously knew what was going to happen, and Zeke actually said, "You better make this look good," and threw out the first couple punches, but they got the better of them.
Oh, they got the better of them. They smashed them with the equipment case. To touch on the previous match, I did think Layla did phenomenal. I just didn't get to say that. It was good to get to see her stand on her own 2 feet and wrestle. I do agree with you. On what happened with the core, we saw this a couple weeks ago. We saw, what was it? Zeke threw, I think he threw Slater into them at the announce position. Yeah. You remember that? And, I figured that there was going to be a breakup for some time. I didn't think it was going to kind of come to head like this, but it blew up. It happened. Is it just going to be the 3 of them, or are they going to recruit a new 4th? And is the group becoming more centric on Wade Barrett once again? It was supposed to be a group of 4 equals. Yeah. Now it seems like it's more... Wade Barrett's always called the shots, though.
Yeah.
That's the way it is. He was the leader of Nexus, and he feels like he's still the leader. I'm sure.
We see we have Chavo, who hasn't been on TV for a while, call the action for the Sin Cara. Who did he face?
Wow.
I
remember the part.
I know Sin Cara won, and that's what matters. And pretty much Chavo was like kind of high on himself and the Guerrero family. I mean, yeah, the Guerreros are one of the most popular and legendary family names, alongside with the Hearts and
Hey,
actual
guys,
wrestling.
if you watch TNA on Thursday and if you watch SmackDown on Friday, you got to see two Guerreros back to back. Man, doesn't that remind you of the old days? Just the wrong ones, but
yeah. But we got to see Sin Cara pick up the match and pick up the win. And then we kind of see
Tyson Kidd.
Yes, Tyson
And he
Kidd.
had these ridiculously fucking long spikes in the front of his hair. Yep.
But anyway, that's why we don't remember, because it doesn't even matter.
It was Tyson
It
Kidd.
doesn't even matter.
That little fucking smug shit. Excuse my language. I've been trying not to swear as much lately.
Guerrero was like, oh, it's kind of cool. He looks like watching some of my old tapes. No, he's probably watching your uncle and your father and your other uncles, Mondo and Hector and Classic, Chavo Classic. So I mean, but still, either way, I mean, the match was good. It was very fast paced. We got to see a little bit more of Sin Cara's in-ring moves and in-ring ability. He picks up the win with that flip over like rock bottom off the top rope and picks up the win.
Wait a minute, is that the DDT to the armbar thing?
No, that's the flipping rock bottom off the top
rope.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. But, I mean, biggest things of the night, I mean, because we got to go see Fast 5, guys. Yeah. Not to truncate this review, but I'm sure we're already over
150.
We're well over 10 minutes. The movie starts at about 2 o'clock, so not to go too much into detail into that. But the biggest things coming out of the night: Randy Orton is your new World Heavyweight Champion. Ezekiel Jackson has left the Corre. Karma took out Alicia Fox. Alicia Fox did try her best. Layla was successful. Sin Cara was successful. And not too much on the build towards the next pay-per-view. Only 2 weeks away, so I wonder what they're going to do with this.
So for taglines, as my favorite quote now is, "We're effing true wrestling and we're effing awesome."
And I still swear he sounds like The Miz, and we need to go with the original taglines. You're either effing true or you're effing screwed. Thank you, TNA fan. And learn to love it, because it's the best thing on YouTube today. So guys, for Effing True Wrestling, this has been Brian Crazy.
JC Styles.
Hope you enjoyed this review, and we will catch you
tonight
on our other channel, FN True Entertainment. And if you
get the W out. No, I'm joking.
That's what people thought when we first launched it. I just got to touch on that real quick. People thought we were really mocking WWE, but our idea is this is a wrestling channel. We're going to keep it wrestling-centric, like our fans have grown to be accustomed of. Then our other channel, we will do movie reviews, games. We'll bring in news, like me and JC want to touch on a situation that touches America very closely that's happened in the last week. So you'll see that up there as well. We're going to touch on everything that's basically not pro wrestling on that channel. But guys, we got a blast. We will catch you later.